Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new era in the Huddle. WYGL Podcast. The Real Lil Show.
So, we got to touch on it a little bit on our last episode, Kenny C. So I'm gonna let Zach and Prince go first here. I want to know your final thoughts on the MJ documentary, The Last Dance, and which I thought overall of the documentary and your favorite parts in the documentary. Starting with whoever wants to go first.
I'll go ahead because I'm the one that's shortest for time. But look, the documentary was excellent. It was put together in a way I never expected. I love the timeline segments. I love when they went back in time, when they went forward in time. It covered everything. It really was a true Jordan documentary. You know, there was a lot with the Bulls and Phil and Scotty and all that and all their opponents over the years. But it was really just all about the fortitude of Michael Jordan to be the man he wanted to be and to be the player he wanted to be, and how he had to endure a lot more than normal NBA players. Yes, it was Michael special and he had a lot of privilege, yes. But Michael basically was on quarantine all the time. You know, Michael couldn't move how he wanted to move. Michael redefined what marketing was in basketball. Like I told y'all before Michael Jordan, you had Larry Bird and you had Magic, and you know Kareem to a certain extent. You know, Dr. J was the first Jordan in my eyes, and he's the first one to have a real big sneaker that everybody wanted to buy. But Jordan took it to other levels, you know, Hollywood and everything. So I think what it just shows is he is the greatest basketball player of all time, and there's no questioning it. That's it. And I mean, that's what I come away with from the film. Does the film make me miss the NBA? No, it doesn't. Because when you're a Knicks fan, what is there to miss? But it was a great film, and it's a great educational tool for other guys to know and learn. A great educational tool for other players to look at, to see how they should be able to move and the way they should be conducting themselves when they're getting into so many problems and things of that nature off the court. You see how Jordan carried himself, and you saw the professionalism and the determination to overcome illness and media scrutiny all the time. So I think it was a great job, and I loved it, even though it showed them destroying the Knicks as usual.
One thing I just want to throw in there before you go ahead, Zach. I'm gonna just throw this 30-second take in. I would say, you mentioned the Knicks. Patrick Ewing was not a fan of that documentary. As he said, I don't want to live through that again. And I'm pretty sure a lot of players that MJ got in the way of them winning the championship, these great players, they had to deal with it again, like Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing and a whole lot of these guys. Zach, talk to me.
Yeah, so the thing I loved about the documentary, I'm going to say this. I think episodes 9 and 10 were my two favorite episodes of the whole documentary. A couple reasons why. Number one, Lil and Kenny C, I'm sure you guys could relate to me on this. We're a little young. We didn't witness the Jordan era. And the one thing I didn't realize was how close the series were. I didn't realize that John Paxson hit that shot against the Suns. I didn't realize that Michael Jordan hit that epic buzzer beater against the Jazz, or Steve Kerr hit that big time shot to win it in '97. The other thing that really stood out to me was, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't realize what happened with Steve Kerr and his dad. And I really gained a lot of respect for Steve Kerr. I think that was probably the best 10 to 15 minute segment in the whole documentary for me, seeing that, what happened to his dad. And when he said, during the national anthem, every game, he always thinks about his dad, and that his dad would say, wow, this is pretty awesome for you to be a college basketball player. That really did stand out to me. So I agree with a lot what Prince said. As a younger basketball fan, we didn't experience a lot of what Jordan went through, and seeing, hearing the pizza story, hearing, his buzzer beater, all his shots.
Setup.
So, it was a great documentary, and I'm definitely going to watch it a bunch more.
Can you see?
Yeah, man. I mean, like Zach said at the end there, I'm definitely going to rewatch this thing when it comes out on Netflix, because I thought this was probably the greatest sports documentary I've watched. Like, it was really well put together, like Prince said, with the timeline. I loved how they went back and forth. They showed Jordan's upbringing, with with his older brother bullying him and being the top dog at the time when they were growing up. Jordan getting cut from the high school team, his mom telling him to keep fighting, and then Jordan worked that whole summer, grew like 5 inches, 4 or 5 inches, became a phenom. I mean, the whole thing was awesome. I love the Bad Boy Pistons and how they made the Jordan rules. They showed them pushing them around, and Jordan, you know, just mentally and physically tired by the end of that 90 season. Like, when am I going to beat these guys? When am I going to become like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in that top tier? And then bang, 91, they're able to do it. I mean, the whole thing as a whole was awesome. And like Zach said, in 9 and 10, 7 and 8 were probably my favorite, but 9 and 10 are right there. And I also like how Reggie Miller talked about, you know, how he didn't fear Jordan at all, and that fierce rivalry that they had in 98. So I like the whole thing as a whole, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, I like 7 and 8 a little bit more, me personally, in that mix, especially the one with Dennis Rodman as well. And I like the fact that they dived into everybody's story. They dived a little bit into Steve Kerr, put light on him. Dennis Rodman, put light on him, and Scottie Pippen or whatever. I don't know if Scottie Pippen was the biggest fan on how he was portrayed, but I do believe, all in all, I don't have any negatives about Scottie. Yes, he sometimes fit on his team, you can say, but he was very undervalued and very underpaid as well. And he did, at the end of the day, you saw when Jordan had the flu, he held Jordan as well, like a little baby in a carrot. You know what I'm saying? So he was there for his teammates most of the time when they needed him, and he did have to make the ultimate sacrifice by being known as a Robin. But at the same time, I want to flash back to the last episode when they had that opportunity to possibly try to go after another championship, try to go after 7. I know a lot of people say sometimes you got to know when to walk away. When things get old, you better just jump off the burning plane like it's Mission Impossible. But at the same time, I'm from Brooklyn, all right? And I'm from the neighborhoods where people be at the park all day long, and you never quit. And all right, if you win and you continue to win, you continue to stay on the court until somebody defeats you. And I think that they probably could have ran it back. However, I do know Scottie Pippen would have wanted that big payday as well, so he was probably going to leave. But it would have been nice to see them try to run it back until they was defeated, like the New England Patriots. You know what I'm saying? They ran it back. Tom Brady, there was rumors that he may leave, and until they got beat by the Tennessee Titans, that's when things was like, all right, this is the end of an era. This is the end of the dynasty. So that's my thoughts on it.
A big problem, you know, with that, like they said at the end, obviously, is like, you know, Jordan said if if Pippen wanted to come back, if Kerr wanted to come back, you know, obviously I would have came back. But the problem was Jerry Krause said at the beginning of that season, I don't care if Phil Jackson's 82 games, you know, he's not going to be the coach next year. And I think that was just the downfall, you know, like not having Phil Jack back, none of them wanted to come back after that.
Well, nobody was going to come back because of Jerry Krause. And, you know, Jerry Krause, you know, for a great job that he did, he also was the type of individual that, you know, was jealous of a Michael Jordan, was jealous of a Phil Jackson. Doesn't that sound like somebody we know in the general office who runs a place called The Garden? Same type of dude. This guy blew up a mega franchise because he was a little jealous baby. Just like Jim Dolan gets in the way of the Knicks doing anything because he's a little jealous baby. You know, that's the reason why, you know, that's the number one reason. It wasn't because of Pippen and they had to pay Pippen money. It was only because of Jerry Krause. And Jerry Krause didn't want to have Phil. And Michael wasn't going to play for nobody but Phil. And that's that. And without Michael, there is no championship.
And that's the thing that confuses me is how some people will start an empire and will just want to crash their empire. We all know how that goes when the government shuts its own government down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Guys have, you know, dynasties and they just, for whatever reason, they shut it down because of their egos or whatever it is that they carry. But those are my thoughts. Overall, I thought it was a good documentary. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed listening to Rakim. I enjoyed listening to KRS-One.
I think learned something.
and I think the young people as well got to learn something as well. Not only Michael Jordan, but the Michael Jordan of rap in Rakim as well. So overall, good documentary.
Real quick, just to wrap this segment up, when you looked at the timeline, like an individual like myself that actually lived it, and when they applied the Rakim I Ain't No Joke with Jordan breaking out in the NBA, that was the fucking collaboration of life for me right there. To see that dude going off and listening to Rakim with one of the greatest Rakim songs and probably the song
Definitely, top five.
I can recite word for word. I ain't no joke. Was the seminal moment for me watching that documentary. And that's all I gotta say. You right, Rakim and Jordan together in their prime. Oh,
Definitely, and I know you lived it. You being a rapper and being in a historic rap group as well, getting to see that, and those are your idols as well growing up. So I think that was.
yeah.
Go
Well,
ahead,
like
go
I
ahead.
said, the whole documentary was very well done.
And you know what, Leo? Let me just say something about the huddle really quick. When you in a huddle, usually it's just the quarterback, one player calling the plays. We got multiple quarterbacks in this huddle, and we calling all sorts of different plays.
Exactly.